Earlier this week at CES, Nikon announced the brand new D3300. It's the next iteration of the D3000 series, its predecessor being the D3200, and before that the D3100 and the D3000. And the D60, D40X, the D40, you get the picture. I count 6 digital ancestors to this camera. If you compare the D40 to the D3300, it's really night and day. But if you look just one model back to the D3200, the differences are not as significant. You can go to a bunch of different sites and find the complete specs for the D3300. I don't need to read them all out here. However, a few of note are the higher ISO settings than ever for an entry-level camera and 5 frames per second shooting, which is a first in Nikon's entry level. In fact, I would take a D3300 over many top-of-the-line cameras from just a few years ago. Looking around at the forums and various comments, there has definitely been a bit of backlash towards this announcement. People view this as a small update to an already popular camera. Many people are saying that they would rather see a D400 announcement or more significant features from the updated design. Like it or not, entry level is really the bread and butter for Nikon and other companies. Many of us look down at these entry-level cameras because it's not quite the same as having a D800 or a D4. On the other hand, in the big picture of compacts, DSLRs, and everything in between, the D3300 is a higher-end camera. And once you get into different lens choices and speed lights, you can spend a few $1,000s putting together a D3300 system. Or you can get the kit and run with it and spend a lot less. The thing that I love is that you can get this body for a low price and still take advantage of the same lenses that also work with much more expensive bodies. Manufacturers need to have these cameras available because with them you can start building your system without spending a bunch of money all at once in the beginning. Why are we up to a D3300 now with only incremental improvements over the last iteration? It's simple: competition. Every manufacturer is pressured to keep up with the latest and greatest from the others. They are constantly leapfrogging each other to have the newest, best camera on the market at every price point. Who benefits from this? You and I do. Why? Because you have an entry-level camera that has 5 frames per second, 24 megapixels, and things that no one talks about, like how amazing the LCD screens have become compared to these entry-level cameras from just a few years ago. One thing to keep in mind: say that you're shooting with the D3200 or D3100 or even a D60. Your camera is still great, and no one should be too disappointed that the bar keeps rising. When you're ready to upgrade, you'll have great options. Until then, keep shooting. Don't worry about what your camera doesn't have compared to the latest model. You'll still get the shot if you're prepared and in position. That new camera can shoot at 5 frames per second, but those could easily be 5 bad frames per second. Technique comes first, and I promise you that upgrading your own skills and artistic eye will make you much happier with your images than simply buying that new camera. All that being said, if that latest camera gives you the itch and your current camera is on its last legs, the options for new bodies are better than ever. If you're not sure if that new camera will be a real leap over the camera that you have now, you can always email me or leave a question in the comments. I try my best to get back to everyone.